Namaste. So, right now, it is such a joy and true pleasure for me to get to share with you a little bit about Jasmuheen, because we could go on for hours and hours about Jasmuheen. She touches my life that deeply. She is the lifetime president of the Global Festival of Spiritual Sciences, and Jasmuheen has been a meditator for over 45 years. She is the founder of the Embassy of Peace and has written 42 books, which have been translated into 19 languages. And since the last 20 years, she has been living without the need to take physical food. This year, yes, isn't that extraordinary? This year, in her presentation titled Light Body Zones, Benefits of Life Lived in the Quantum Benevolence, she will share more on her research into the benefits of living in a zone of quantum benevolence. She will also share her insights and knowledge about unlocking each level within to enjoy good health, happiness, and harmony. And I would just love to share something from the heart. About 20 years ago, I was in Barstow, California, at a retreat center by a woman, Byron Katie and the Work, and I was watching a video. They just happened to have a video library, and it was a video about Jasmuheen. And I was so deeply inspired and fascinated about the possibility that everything was truly within us and that we could live on prana. And this whole idea was just fascinating, and I thought someday I would love to meet her. And a few years later, I saw that there was going to be a big conference in Sedona, Arizona, a very mystical place. And when I saw that Jasmuheen was a speaker, I knew I would do whatever it took to get to that conference. And of course, her talk was amazing and so powerful. And then I went on year after year to find where she was speaking, mostly California at that time for me. And it's such an honor that Jasmuheen travels all over the world to share her light and her wisdom. And I have heard stories over the years. I've heard her amazing experiences. And most of all, I have had the gift to be in her presence. And Jasmuheen is one that lives this teaching, that lives this essence and this light. So with all of our hearts, all of our souls, let's give our beautiful gratitude to Jasmuheen.
Hello. Switch it on. Switch on a microphone. Switch on a life. You know, you're going to hear many different speakers here. And often when we're involved in global media and people interview us and say, what is your work about? It's virtually impossible to define it in a couple of sentences, but we learn. Patrick this morning was talking about this need for meditation and his invitation for people to go deep into the energy of kindness and compassion, and to extend that not just for ourselves through self-knowledge, but to each other and to the animal kingdom. I love the fact that we can also extend it to the plant kingdom. When I was little, I had this dream that I could walk upon earth in such harmony with Mother Nature that I needed to take nothing and I could be a giver instead. Over the years, I've decided that it's such an amazing magic to commit your life to be a nourishing presence through all realms of reality. To not be a taker, but to be a giver. In other words, we do what the Pleiadians talk about, our star being family. And they say it's about being a frequency holder. We are all frequency holders. The question is, what have you dedicated your life to be a frequency holder of? Now, I'm a woman. I like pretty dresses. And I'm totally dedicated to the Divine Mother. How many of you love love? Anyone? I love love. Every time I come to India, I feel so lucky. 2 nights ago, I arrive in Delhi, and this energy straight from source, from the heart of the Divine Mother, starts flooding through this heart chakra door and just vibrating, spiraling out through my body. And I'm like, "Wah." So much love. And it's for India. This love that the divine has for this land, this love that the Divine Mother has for this land, and everything you are holding is so beautiful. So, if I could say just a few words here, what is our work about? Essence dominance. What is dominant within you? What is the most dominant frequency? Is it your personality self? When your personality self is dominant, life's interesting, ups and downs, all of that. But when your essence, when you're pure and perfect, already enlightened, nature has risen and become the dominant frequency you carry, it is impossible to have any human hunger. That's what I've discovered. Essence dominance. So when I come to Global Congress, for many years, they would say, Jasmuheen, you have to do a little movie of your bio. Well, you can see that on the Thriive website. And this year, I got very clear instruction from this infinite benevolence that is always there, always listening, always interacting with us, to put together something a little unusual for the purpose of our discussion today. Because I know I'm addicted to divine love, but I'm also a scientist. That's the beauty of the human system, the marriage of intellect and heart, the marriage of intellect and intuition, the balance of masculine and feminine within. So we operate as a unified whole. So we want to just take a few little moments to introduce a slightly different reality, which I know that many of our speakers will also expound on. All right, you ready for a little bio, a little different? Yeah? Okay. why did we want that version shown? You know, I am part of an incredible network all around the world, and these are people who are dedicated to self-mastery, absolute self-responsibility of their life. They know the guru and the perfect teacher is within. And because that's their commitment to be the best version selves they can be, Quantum Benevolence steps in and makes it happen. All we got to do is say, yes, 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 I am ready. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm known for making people say yes, 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 and to say it from your heart. The people that I meet all around the world, when I look at them, many women, many women were our beautiful women. And when I see them, I see their lives in linear time. And so many lives they've been men. And so many lives they've had the deepest, most profound, most beautiful spiritual practice, understanding all the ancient wisdoms, applying all the ancient wisdoms. And this life, pre-embodiment, they chose to do something so difficult, to come back in the body of a woman and to hold one frequency, which is the fertilizer for all change on earth, which is the frequency of pure love. Let's just thank all our women. Thank you, thank you, thank you, all our beautiful women. And in our presentation, we're also going to touch on the beauty of the masculine. What energy is our men holding? And yes, I've only got about 2 hours with you, so we're going to give you some homework. So if you want to take photos of slides, of course, do that. But we're going to, like Patrick this morning, we're going to recommend you do a little bit of reading as well. So we have come into a new age, and it's about sovereignty, self-sovereignty, and self-mastery. None are lesser or greater. No human being is less than another. None is greater than another. We know that. It's just about the gifts. So if I looked at your lineage in linear time, like you've seen a little of mine, what would it show me? How many lives have you had on earth? I haven't had that many. 50 is not much. How many of you had? Some of you have had many lives. How many of you have had many more lives off planet? And it's so interesting what this pyramid represents. All the energy streaming in from galactic civilizations of the unified realms that is bringing in the frequency through the pyramid and drawing out ancient energies so the prayers of the hearts of humanity can be fulfilled. What are the prayers of the hearts of humanity? When I was a child, and my mother told me about all these children who were dying of hunger-related diseases, I was shocked. I was born from my previous lives in a frequency as a natural vegetarian. I didn't know I'd had training in India before that on how to be without physical food and fluid. I'd already had that training, but I didn't know. But what I did know was the beauty of the human heart and how we can just say, really? Really? Our children are dying of hunger-related diseases? It didn't make sense to my childlike mind, but I could pray, and I put out in my heart, in my prayer of, come on, there must be a way to just get rid of all that stuff. And thankfully, there is. So I love this time of quantum benevolence because quantum benevolence begins to kick in when you come into sincere-hearted space, you don't need anything external. You just need to come into a space within yourself where you go, I'm ready, I'm open, show me the perfect path, show me the perfect methodology, teach me what I need to know, teach me how to be a nourishing presence through all realms, not just Earth, because we're multidimensional and we play in many realms. So our embassy programs are very interesting, but we have come into a time of the triple ascension: personal, planetary, and universal. Many planets have ascended. Many planets have moved into another frequency zone, but never have the Holy Ones witnessed a universal ascension as well. That is what Earth is doing. So, the sixth and final golden age is here. So, what does it mean to ascend? Isn't it just to rise into an enlightened state? And what is that? A state where you're just filled with love and filled with light. To ascend may mean to be at one with your pure nature and to live as an essence-dominated energy system. Then you're free. So to ascend, you could also say it's about moving into a unified reality zone, even though you live on Earth. All you experience is unity and harmony and love and peace and the Shambhala matrix. Because it's here, now. So is duality. Choice. Click, 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 click. It's just choice. Okay, so let's give you a message that came to me 2 days before I came to India, just for you. The Oracle. You have entered into the sixth and final golden age on Earth. All is rising for rebalance, healing, and unification back into oneness. Powerful energies are flooding through your Earth. There can be and will be no more separation, no more segregation from the truth of who you are. Come back to your breath. Come back to your heart. Fill your heart with appreciation. And in the being present, as pure presence, you will find peace in this transition. We are coming into times of the fastest, most scary for some transition. For any human being who is who is spending their time living in a way that's less than their highest truth is going to be challenged. If you're in a job that your heart isn't in, if you're in a marriage, if in a family matrix, anything that is not reflecting your true nature, smack, smack. Smack, smack. This benevolence, because it loves you so much, is going to stimulate and shake up and stimulate until you are fully manifesting the truth of who you are at your core. Does it have to be difficult? Of course not. So they gave me a song I want to teach you. Take a photo so you can remember the words. Because in this time we are entering into, it's not about, Last year we were here, we showed you the Red Dot Zone movie that says that from the intergalactic viewpoint, 95% of what's happening on Earth is brilliant. Do you like those statistics? Brilliant, fabulous. 5% of a bit of chaos. We call it the Red Dot Zone. But 95% of our media focuses on that 5%. So where do you get your truth? You get it from within you by being that unified being, anchoring in that zone, anchoring yourself through how you spend your time. But let's keep it light. Here is a song code. You ready? all the Maya of illusion, shining bright for all to see, all the Maya of illusion, tracking all our history, all the Maya of illusion, such a trip it's known to be, all the Maya of illusion, rising now to make us free. So no matter what you're witnessing in the world, can you come back to be present as pure presence? Can you come back to your breath? Can you take the time to fill your heart with love and appreciation? And if that doesn't work, sing a song. You ready? I want you to make up your own music, and please be free to change those words. A demonstration. I'm nourished by Source. 25 years. Since 1993, after 20 years of meditation, I no longer needed to do the external feeding. Could I have a song for that? Your body loves songs. So could I sing? All my vitamins, all my minerals, everything I need comes from prana. Prana in the morning, prana every night. Prana flows through me, makes everything all right. Yay! You gotta do the yay. You gotta do the yay. When you do the yay, your body goes, yeah! And your body also says, aha, my master has remembered that this energy, prana, essence, is constantly flowing through every cell and can nourish this biosystem, because that's a zone in our body of light. Now, I could say to my body, hey, listen, body, as the master within, I want you to get all vitamins, all minerals, everything you need to be healthy from prana, okay? Got it? And body will go, okay. And then, of course, you have to live the lifestyle to make that the dominant frequency in you. So your body loves to be sung to. And when you sing, your body lightens up. And what we want you to do in the coming times is be light. Be light. Don't get caught up in the heaviness of change. Come back to true nature. Come back to a heart filled with appreciation. Come back to breath. And here's a little song. Oh, the Maya of illusion, shining bright for all to see. Oh, the Maya of illusion, tracking all our history. Oh, the Maya of illusion, such a trip it's known to be. Oh, the Maya of illusion, rising now to set us free. Oh, the Maya of illusion, rising now to set us free. Frequency holding. Through these coming times, what are you going to dedicate your life to be a frequency holder for? That's an interesting question. I love to be a frequency holder of pure love. Why? Because it's an incredible fertilizer that every ascending world requires. So let's go on. We know in the golden age, we know when the golden age starts to really manifest, there's always a bit of chaos. We also know that the greatest teachings you will ever find come from the guru within. People travel all over the world looking for external masters, forgetting that the wisest, most loving, most incredible being who knows you like no other resides within. All we have to do, silent stillness, open-hearted willingness to be silent, still, and listen. As Patrick will keep saying, meditate, meditate, meditate. We know that here. Pyramid Valley promotes the inner guru. Now, we've got a book for you downstairs we've just finished called Unity Reset for an Evolving World. And we touched on that last year. But one of the things we're asking you to do in unity consciousness is flip your mindset. You can have a mindset of one day, if I'm really, really, really good, and I do my yoga, and I do my meditation, and I'm really, really, really good, and I'm kind, one day I might become enlightened. What will quantum benevolence do with that? Lovingly allow you the one-day journey. One day you might. Could you flip that to knowing that there is this already enlightened, pure and perfect part of you, and claim that? I am pure essence in form. Atman dominates my system. What an interesting reality that is part of the manual we offer downstairs. But what is the end result of all of this? The end result of a well-tuned biosystem, so your energy system is running at maximum potential. The end result is you will be so in love with life, you will be so happy to be here, and all will be well with all. And this is the greatest gift we can give each other. The greatest gift, to allow essence, pure enlightened nature, to be the dominant frequency within this biosystem. So we have the power of divine love. We have the role and the power of the goddess on earth. We know earth is ascending, but have a look at this. Perhaps here it's different. Here we're talking about an energy body. Do you like the red and the blue? And you can see in here people's brainwave patterns are in busy beta. They may not be meditating. They may be focused a lot on their personality self. They're not aware of the magnificence of the human design and the light body matrix and how we are built and designed. So our energy can be fractured. And when our energy is like that, of course we will be anchored in duality. But then we have this. See this little blue circle within? Our enlightened nature, there, just not dominant. Personality self is dominant. Then we have this, where pure and perfect nature is the dominant energy within you. It grows by our focus upon it, as you know. Another reason Patrick says meditation, meditation, meditation. Because what we give our energy becomes the most dominant. I can be nourished by prana, because that is dominant. What that dominance does is release something in your body of light, and that's what we want to go into. You can see here, we're talking about different zones of reality that you can measure through brain wave frequency. When we are deep in duality, we're in beta frequency. When we're in alpha through meditation, we experience a little more ease in life and grace in life. When theta brainwave patterns dominate, it's constant grace and constant synchronicity. And then we come into that experience of oneness. The law of one, the law of resonance, the law of love dominate our lives. So what is this human matrix, our body of light? I like this. We have so many beautiful images on the internet. We go into meditation. We focus on that which is the truth of our being, who we really are. Divine beings in a human package. How beautiful. And as we focus on it, it grows and it starts to reveal itself. And we start to live a very particular lifestyle that frequency matches via science. Television, duality, oneness, duality. When you look at a person, do you see this energy around them? Or do we just see solid form? Our light body matrix is so beautiful. It transmits energy to support us as we explore duality in the denser realms. It also provides energy structure for our chakras, our meridians, our atoms, and our molecules so that we can hold form. Our light body is a pattern existing in a field of benevolent intelligence. It's just part of the matrix of creation, and it's wired into this benevolence. This benevolence, it's always there, operating like this amazing intelligence that pulsates through all life. Here you see a little image of the light body matrix, or part of the matrix. But this benevolence forms part of what I call the essence ocean. The human design, we have these most beautiful templates or vibrational zones. And the activation of every level you hold in the body of light is just frequency matching. Click, click. How you spend your time determines your frequency, which determines what level in your body of light will reveal itself and when. So you hold the key, click, 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 click. Time spending is important. It's about frequency matching. We're going to touch on 9 levels of the body of light, but there's a lot more. But because we don't have much time today, we just want to really focus on 2 in particular. But let's go through. What is so beautiful in the human design is how you've been built to access all these levels of this matrix. The first one is your breath. Then you have clear intention and choice. Then you have free will, visualization, imagination, a balance of left brain logic and right brain intuitive capacities. You have the ability to fine-tune your lifestyle by how you spend your time. Every one of you, you're built with this amazing design. So that's benevolence. That's benevolence, that we were designed so perfectly that we can experience so much that is just within us, awaiting it to rise, awaiting to match frequencies with it so it can reveal its gifts. And so we can experience many different zones of reality apart from the usual duality we see on Earth. So, your breath, power words, how we spend time, open-hearted readiness. As we say, what are you ready for? Are you really ready to experience what you're built for? Really ready to experience what you're built for? Okay, let's look at what you're built for. 9 levels, okay? The light body template of pure essence, the first zone, which you access through meditation, silence, stillness. It's that zone of boundless beingness, infinite journey of exploration. The more I've been in those zones the last 45 years, the more I realize I know nothing at all, because there's just so much to explore. That boundless beingness is so beautiful, but who takes that journey? Not your guru, not your parents, not a teacher, just you. When we're ready and we're open and we want to explore it. The next, I love this one. This one is the template or the zone of divine communion. This is also, you can see it as a hall of communion. You could call it the temple of the divine oracle. It's where you have these most amazing encounters with the most beautiful, loving beings who sometimes flow around you as pure consciousness, and other times they may take the form of a goddess, from Lakshmi to others to so many. Sometimes they may reveal themselves as beautiful beings of light from the unified realms who are very etheric in their presentation. Sometimes they come in quite dense looking, like Jesus or Mother Mary. In a minute, okay. Then we have this template of pure creativity. Just wait. So much creativity. Have you ever sat in meditation and you've had a problem and you've asked for a solution, and then as you've sat there, this idea has come in and you've just gone, ta-da, that epiphany, and you've got the solution to a problem? Have you ever had that experience? Anyone? Yes, that's that template, that zone of pure creativity. Have you ever sat, like I have, as a writer, and you feel a connection and an energy comes in, and you pick up a pen and you can write and write and write and not even look, and you keep writing and writing and writing, and there is a book. Or you've picked up a paintbrush and you've just felt an energy coming through you that's thrown color and flow and form on a canvas that has touched someone's heart or yours. That's the zone of creativity. Or music, such beautiful, beautiful music that makes you cry. Where did that come from? That's this zone, the zone of pure creativity. Every human being has this. Every human being can access these zones. Then you have the zone, the template of perfect health. So, how can you access that? Can you command? Patrick says, no medicine, no doctors, no hospitals. Can you lovingly, as essence, say, molecular structure, every atom, every molecule of my body, I invite you now, reformat yourself back to match the template of perfect health that I carry within. Will the molecules, the atoms, obey you? Of course, if there is love. When your atoms and molecules have as the dominant one within them the pure beingness of love that you are, they will do anything to serve you. Why? Because that's the power of love. So I've broken things in my body. Yes, doctors would say, 6 weeks healing. Could it be healed in just a few days? Yes. Could you just ask that every molecule, every atom reformats itself, rearranges itself back to this template of perfect health? Of course. Then, and that's where spontaneous healing happens. Then you have this other one, the self-sustaining, self-regenerating template. This is part of your body of light. Everyone has this vibration, this matrix of being able to be self-sustained, fed by Source, fed by Atman, fed by Source love frequencies, fed by essence. It's there within you. But Western world doesn't educate you into that reality. Eastern world, yes. 6,000-year-old tradition in China, thousands of year-old tradition in India. 4,000 years your yogis have been doing this. But the work we do is a futuristic science because beings in the unified realms are source-fed. You will find as time goes by, as essence becomes more dominant, you are naturally just not hungry. So then you need to listen to your body, to talk to your body. You can instruct it through the sharing we have in our manuals to be source-fed. Now, I love this one. This is my favorite one. And these last two are what we're going to touch on a little deeper in this gathering. I love this one. It's the template of true Tantra. Tantra just means oneness. So all it means is oneness. It's the template of the true beloved. And you know when you frequency matched with it, because this energy of the purest love will rise within you and flood every cell of your being and just melt you into its love. And you will enter into the grandest love affair you can ever know. And when you are in that state of divine marriage with the true beloved, it will affect every single human relationship, including your romantic relationships as well. They will operate differently. The next and the last. We do research every year. Every year we take a group of advanced meditators from around 22 countries and we throw them into a highly specialized environment. 9 days, 9 nights in absolute darkness. There is no physical light, there is no iPods, there is no devices. We do not feed them. We feed them prana. We work with their body of light. They have long periods of silence and they experience what it's like to be a yogi in a cave. Within 3 days, we come into the one heart, one mind reality. In other words, we're telepathically hooking up. Within a few days, all our light-being friends are flooding the vortex. Because you're not wasting energy digesting, all that energy goes up for higher capability. Because we're stimulating the pineal and the pituitary glands to produce more DMT, their visionary capacity is changing. Our serotonin, melatonin levels change. The last 3 years in our gatherings, and we do about 140 people for 27 days and nights. That's what I do with them. And in the last 3 years, we've had constant meetings with beings of light. The caliber of people coming to be with me are so essence dominant that they are working with beings from the unified realms, and the last harmonic, the universal core template, was just released a few months ago. What does this mean? You have in your body of light a template that matches the universal core. What is streaming through the universal core? That's what we want to get into. But let's look at this for a moment. Shreyan's, yay, is going to do some work later on Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. Yes? If you haven't studied Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, I really recommend you read his books. Like me, he's been doing massive experimentation with many different groups. HeartMath Institute, have you read their research? Take a photo, study their work. The HeartMath Institute's work is incredible about the dominance of love through the heart and heart-brain coherence, which is what we do in Darkroom. When a human system comes into heart-brain coherence, they are privy to so much information and the most mind-blowing experiences. It's nothing mystical. It's just science. It's just heart-brain coherence. Now, I want to introduce to you somebody else, and that is a girl, Dr. Luann Brizendine. Dr. Luann Brizendine. If you take a photo there, and of future slides I'll show you, her work is quite different to Dr. Joe Dispenza, and yet very, very important for the 2 matrices we're going to focus on here. Okay, so you can read more about heart-brain coherence. All right, we want to come back into those 2 things, but we want to digress a little bit. In this last darkroom, our light-being friends introduced a term I had never heard before. It's called light body preloading. Patrick, where are you? Somewhere here, perhaps? Busy. He's gone. What did you agree to do before you took embodiment? Who did you commit to spend time with? Patrick and I made an agreement that we would hook up in around 2008, and we would blend our energies, and I would become president of Global Congress, and he would do what he does. that wasn't chance. That wasn't coincidence. It was pre-embodiment agreement to co-create something specific. So, in this year's darkroom, our light body friends began to talk about you using free will. Before you took embodiment, you decided you were going to give planet Earth gifts. With all your training, whether it's been on other planetary systems or on Earth in linear time, you also agreed that you would receive gifts. You would give and receive gifts. Now, because of what I was going to gift this world, which was bringing in the idea of being nourished by Source to the Westerners, the Indians already know that, and so do the Chinese. My job was to bring it to the West. Then obviously I loaded up my light body with what I needed to do it. What have you loaded up your light body with? And what do we mean by this? It's like a car trip. Let's say you decide to take the kids to the beach. Do you ever see mothers with kids at the beach? They've got everything. The balls and the buckets and the spades and the swimmers and the towels. Light body preloading is like a trip in a car. You're going to throw into it everything you need to have a successful trip. So why would you ever be in confusion about what you're doing on Earth? You've already packed. You've already loaded up your light body with every single thing you need to support the delivery of your gifts to Earth, this embodiment. Do you need an external guru? Of course not. You're already loaded up. Now, all you got to do is activate it. And you activate it by how you spend your time. You know, when you play the me, me, me game, chasing wealth, chasing power, you're not going to activate everything you hold in your body of light. But when you play the we game, when you become conscious that everything you are affects and imprints the whole, and you come into compassion for all human beings and all life, plants as well. That's why I like prana. I don't have to eat plants. When you come into a heart that is dominated by compassion, when you come into a heart that is dominated by appreciation, these are two of the major keys for activating what your light body holds and what you've preloaded up with before you took form this life. I like this. All right. So we have talked about some of these zones already. Look at this one. I would love to be able to draw this as I see it in my third eye, but I can't. This is a very rough template of your self-regenerating, self-sustaining template, and how energy is always moving through you, and how your cellular structure can feed. You can recode your biosystem, reminded of what it already knows. And we're going to do a meditation in the next few mornings on recoding your physical, mental, and emotional structure to operate in harmony, and for every level to feed itself so you can attain and maintain perfect health on all levels and operate in absolute harmony as you exist in life on Earth. I love this one. This is another level in your body of light. I call it the abundance matrix. I have Chinese come to my darkroom every year. Do you want me to tell you their favorite thing? I'll sing you the song. I love money and money loves me, yay. 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 But we like to remind them of abundance, what it really is to be abundant. an abundance of vision, an abundance of love, an abundance of compassion, an abundance of wisdom, an abundance of clarity. This is what I call the zone of abundance, and it's there inside of you. It's just a frequency match. Why do you get all the abundance that you need? Why do you get so much abundance? The abundance of friendship, the abundance of everything, the abundance of wisdom, the compassionate heart. The compassionate heart. The commitment that when you're with another human being, you want to see the essence within them. The commitment that you are ready to witness deeper and deeper and deeper levels of true unity consciousness within yourself and with all on earth. Such simple commitments. Can you say yes, yes, yes? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So simple. Benevolence. Does this benevolence hear these yeses? Does this benevolence feel the truth of your heart? Does it feel your compassionate heart and your sincerity? And then does this beautiful quantum machine begin to interact with you so differently because of your yeses? Of course it does. As you know, everything we pre-committed to do before we took embodiment will be supported into coming into an experiential truth because of this benevolence. We do not live in a cruel universe. We live in the most benevolent energy that will support everything that you said yes, yes, yes to before you descended onto earth, because it is a time of the giving and receiving of gifts, as we know. So, the zone of the true beloved and the universal harmonic. When we look, my interdimensional friends and I, when I am in the starship and I'm with them and I can look at what's happening in this vortex, streaming through this pyramid for years has been very particular frequencies that support the blossoming of the universal harmonic. We'll talk about those shortly. What has been unexpected is how your land has reacted. One of the dominant frequencies rising to meet this influx has been the Shiva Shakti dance. The patriarchal, matriarchal paradigm that is rising in many Asian cultures for rebalance. And you know Patriarchy supports this as well. What is the Shiva Shakti dance? This man, the superior man, his essence is dominant and he dances so beautifully. This woman, her essence is dominant and she dances as the goddess in form. Then what happens when they dance together? Wow, wow, wow. That's what's coming. Now, this is a big thing. This is part of the love harmonic. And when we understand the wiring and the blueprint of the masculine and the feminine in form, then we can start to work together free of judgment and limitation. And my next book is all about this, so we don't have the time to go into it now, but we want to give you some homework. This one. I've been married for, I think my husband and I connected in about 1982. Okay, we have many children, grandchildren, all of that. I recently asked my husband to read this book. He went, oh my God, the neuroscience. Now, what I love about this writer, Luann Brizendine, is she said early on when she began her career in neuroscience, all the research was done on the male brain because they didn't realize men and women's brains were different. She could not believe when she began her research how different we are wired. For example, I will digress. This was fascinating. Do you know every fetus, when you become pregnant, is in a female matrix? A female design, every fetus. At 2 months, that body, that soul decides whether it's going to be masculine and feminine. If it's going to be masculine, the ovary pattern drops to the gonads, and 2 chemicals are released, testosterone and another hormone that will destroy the entire female matrix. It will become masculine. The neural pathways, how the brain operates, processes information, is very different. If that fetus decides to be feminine, then a surge of progesterone and estrogen rises to rewire the brain's neural pathways to be multidimensional, intuitive, language specialty, which is why women talk more than men. It's why we can multitask. We are wired to be so beautifully different. It's so cool. It's so cool. All the problem is women keep expecting their men to act like women. Or men expect the women to act like men. That's not how we're wired. So, I love this book. When my husband read that, he was like, okay, I get it. It goes right through from in fetus, in the in vitro, right through to my age, that wise old postmenopausal woman who is in a completely different hormonal flow. But then we have this. Women, you must read this. Men, you must read this. Men, you have to read, and women, you have to read it. Sorry, but please, it will make your lives different. You cannot begin the Shiva Shakti dance of true potential until you understand your wiring, how you are created and why you're created that way. Very helpful if you're raising teenage children like my grandchildren, to understand my grandson, to understand my granddaughter, and the phases they go through. Female brain, male brain. Have you got your photos? You know Joy Dispenza's work, but you don't know Luann, and that's a female point of view. She writes differently, and she covers so much more. For example, the male brain is wired to be a lean, mean, problem-solving machine. Very on it, one task at a time, okay? The male brain thrives under competition. It has areas in its hypothalamus that are 2.5 times bigger than a woman for the sexual stimulation. Just wired differently. Many things you'll discover from this. But oneness. This is a zone inside of you. That beautiful balance where masculine, feminine no longer dominates. You are a unified whole being. And when you are in that zone, everything is different. There is respect for each other. You dance together so differently. There is no judgment of right or wrong or dominance at all. Very different. This is the zone of the true beloved. Now, when that energy is balanced within you, through your intention, and we'll go into this in a moment, you will begin to experience a constant source of the purest love that will take your breath away. And when you look at each other in this world, all you can do is look at each other with eyes of love. Because when essence eyes dominate your system, you know everything about that person. You know how perfect they are. You know that they are just your own essence expressing themselves just a little differently because they have another unique gift to bring to this world. So your interaction with each other changes because essence dominates and you see everything through the eyes of your essence because you are harmonized. Okay, here is a code. This will begin to trigger a flow of energy with quantum benevolence. I exist in a state of divine marriage within myself. What does that mean? Here you are, pure essence in form. You have human personality self. It's just your humanness. You have your divinity as pure essence in form. As you go to that and you make your coding, your statement to quantum benevolence, if what you are coding for is for your highest good and the highest good of humanity, will you get support to make it truth? Absolutely. Absolutely. So what if you code this? Do you like these words? Take a moment. Just listen. Close your eyes. Just close your eyes. We've been talking. Let's come out of the mental. Take a few deep breaths. And as you breathe, you are opening to breathe pure essence energy, not just oxygen. Just sense with each slow inhale, you are drawing from the baseline of creation, that pure essence that brings everything into being. It's everywhere. All of creation has this baseline. That's what you drink as you breathe. And as your body takes these deep, slow breaths, expand your awareness. Just sense that vibrating through everything is this incredible, wise benevolence. You are its creation. Can you state, just say yes, yes, yes with your heart as we chant these words? Not I will exist, but I exist. I exist in a state of divine marriage within myself. Total harmony, unified, whole. I exist in a state of divine marriage within myself. Make this truth for me now. This clear signal has gone out to quantum benevolence. Your pathway into this may be unique. Let's take it further. Eyes closed, breath slow. Just aware of this infinite benevolence. I exist in a state of divine marriage within myself and with my partner, the one you are bonded with today, or if you're single, or with my partner to come. Now we're coding for union in physical form. Again, I exist in a state of divine marriage within myself and with my partner, or with my partner to come. Yes, yes, yes. Lock this in. Make this truth for me now. Let's hold this meditative space. Keep your eyes closed. Just sense this beautiful, complex human design in which you dwell. This biosystem temple. Just sense that what breathes you is this pure, enlightened nature. And you ask now, if it feels right with these words, I am asking now for the full revelation of my body of light, to match frequency zones with each template in the right way and the right time for my unique beingness. Can your heart say yes, yes, yes to this? I ask for the perfect energy match, frequency match with the body of light within, that all its gifts be revealed to me in the right way and the right time, exactly as I need it. Can your heart say yes, yes, yes to this? But take a few final moments. The breath's so slow. Your awareness expanded, sensing this quantum benevolence. It's everywhere. What else do you need to share with it from your heart? It's listening. We want you to bring your awareness into your heart chakra. And just notice the Star of David, the Merkaba, that is there. Two triangles interlocked in a star pattern, six-pointed star. It's green. A beautiful green six-pointed star. Just imagine it, sense it. It's in your light body heart. It's the star, the vibration of healing, the ray of healing. Now notice, imagine another one. Another 6-pointed star over that one. It's blue. Just see it, sense it, imagine it. This is a vibration of universal love. The 6-pointed star, symbolizing the merging of heaven and earth, the merging of higher and lower nature, divine marriage. Now see another one, red. This carries the energy of will and power, the discipline to fulfill your heart's desire. Then notice another, it's golden. 4 stars of David in your light body heart. Green, blue, red, gold, carrying all the wisdom of the divine. And one more, violet. This is the energy of transformation. This is the energy of true freedom, this violet light. Some of you are so with me in this meditation, others not ready for it. And so you are napping, distracted. Those of you with me sense 5 beautiful Merkaba stars of David in your heart center. This is the universal matrix. Now look at your hands. Look at your light body hands. Just visualize the palms of your hands. And you'll see the same 5 there. You have healing hands. This is part of your light body hand chakras. 5 layers. 5 ways to receive and diffuse energy on earth. Green for healing. Blue for love. Red for power. Gold for wisdom. Violet light for freedom. They're in your heart. They're in your hands. Now move your attention to your crown chakra. You'll see them there. This is your hardwiring we are showing you in your body of light. Now those that are still with me in this meditation, expand your awareness to the center of our universe. You've seen pictures, this beautiful white hole in the center of our universe. Look closely. You will see the same 5 star patterns there. And now sense what's streaming through these vortexes into our whole universe. All the healing with the green light. All the love to support this healing with the blue. All the power, discipline to make it truth. All the wisdom from the highest realms. And that beautiful violet energy of transformation. To see these streaming through from the universal core and flooding through our universe. It spirals out, flooding through every planet. It floods through the sun as another white hole. It floods through the solar system. And it floods through Earth And you can feel it, open to receive it as it strengthens what you hold in your body of light. This is your food on earth right now. This is your support system on earth right now. Coming from the highest dimensions, coming through that white hole at the core of our universe, awakening what you hold in your body of light. Are you ready? Can you say yes, yes, yes? Yes, yes, yes. Frequency match me with this spectrum now. All the healing, all the love, all the power, all the wisdom, all the freedom of transformation. Match my system into this now. I am ready. Yes. 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 Lock this in. Make this truth. Before we complete this meditation in this silent state, what else do you need to add to this intention and code? When you're ready, open your eyes. Okay, slowly stand up. Everyone's standing. We want you to shake out your body. Shake it out, shake it out. You've recoded your system. Quantum Benevolence has heard. Shake it out, come on. Big shaking, shake it out. Wake up your body. Cupping your body, touching it. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Biosystem temple. I love you, I love you, I love you. Come on, I want to hear you telling your system how much you love it. Wake it up. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Come on, wake up your body. Good stretch. So we have so much to share, and a lot of what we would go into with your light body is in our Unity Reset book. But let's have a seat. Have a seat. It was so nice to spontaneously go into that meditation. Thank you. How many of you found it beneficial? Wonderful. I know at Congress there'll be times you will fall asleep in a presentation for many different reasons. Remember, you are in a very loving, supportive energy vortex that some of you haven't had for a long time. And it's very natural when you step into a vortex like this, you let everything go, you relax, and you'll sleep. Like this. But remember, you are pre-encoded. Your body of light has been pre-encoded. You can never miss anything. Even if you fall asleep in a meditation or a gathering, it doesn't matter. What's important for you, you'll get in the right way and the right time. So I like this little image of the universal harmonic that our light bodies are now matching with naturally. Here are the 5. You might want to take a photo of that. We did the practical. You've done your recoding. Quantum Benevolence has heard you. If you said it with your heart, it's now locked in. Energy will begin to change within and around you to support that into truth, because that's quantum benevolence. Okay, so the communion with wise, beautiful beings of light comes to all of us at different times when we're ready to frequency match. And I know we have Adam here who's going to talk a lot about the different star systems and planetary systems, and many other presenters will share various things as well. But you need to remember that these beautiful beings from the unified realms who are connecting more and more with us in our meditation, they are as curious about us as we are about them. And we have very particular messages from them in our Unity Reset book. We have come into this time. It's about a merging of worlds, a blending of worlds. Everybody's DNA is now going through massive upgrades because of what's coming through from the universal core, because of what's coming from the core of our galaxy, because of what Gaia herself is transmitting, the harmonic of compassion and also harmony, because of her own ascension, that is causing massive changes in our own bodies, and we don't have to do anything. If you want to be really, really, really lazy, you don't have to do anything at this time, because you're going to be slammed by these frequencies from the core of the earth and from the higher realms, from the sun, galaxy, and universe. But you can make your transition smooth. That's what you can control. How smooth is this transition through the coming time? So we began with coming back to the breath. Now, you know, all our communion with these beautiful beings is telepathic. It's always telepathic. You know that's normal. Contact will always be a result of the dominant frequencies you carry. When your dominant frequency is love, that's when everything is revealed to you. There is not one zone you can't enter. When Patrick keeps calling for a vegetarian diet, it's the simple fact that when your body is filled with adrenaline, when animals have been killed, all of that, it's just a frequency that is not going to match you with certain zones. You just can't frequency match. It's just science. So if you want to access all zones that the human body is built to be able to access, that means kindness and compassion must be the primary keys. Kindness to self, kindness to others, and kindness to all kingdoms. Compassion. Is he good at school? Not always. But is he kind? Is he compassionate? He sure is. And I'm having to work carefully with him because he is a classic empath. Now, all these children and you, can you check? I love Dr. Newton and Lakshmi, okay? And all the people who are doing past life regression. That's incredible. You can gain so much through journeying that way. But you can also gain information with a very simple kinesiology technique. You ready for it? We teach this every year. It's that so many of you are new. Okay, take your fingers. Lock your thumb and your finger together. And when you make statements as if they're truth, try and break the circuit. That's a circuit. And if something is true for you, you cannot break the circuit as you try to with the statement. So if I said, I am an empath light worker. Of course I am. I am an empath light worker. I can't break the circuit. Now, even if I gave that to strong, muscly man, and he tried to break it, my body would stay true. It's a fact. I am nourished by prana. I am source-fed. Yep. Meat is good for my body. Meat is good for my body. No. So there's so much information from this simple technique, a simple kinesiology technique. But I know the beauty of good meditation is that you learn to trust the voice of the inner one, the voice of the one that breathes you, your intuition, and you know what's right for you. But if you're not sure, you can test. So the light workers are often beings who have descended from the unified realms, so the matrix of reality that is truth for them is what it's like to live in peace, is what it's like to live in harmony. They may have been trained, like I was, in the Arcturian star system and other star systems, but my major training for what I do now came from the Arcturians as the masters of the higher light science. How many of you identify with Sirius? Anyone? How many of you identify with the Pleiades? Anyone? How many of you identify with Andromeda? Okay, many star systems. But some of you have been on Earth a long time ago. We have many speakers who come to Congress. And a few years ago, we were graced with Dolores Cannon, remember? Now, Indians love Dolores Cannon. She's credited for introducing the reality of reincarnation to America. She's done much work with hypnosis, as have others. And she put our group through a hypnosis. And I come to every session because I love to hear and feel what's going on. So you'll always see me here. And as Dolores led us through this beautiful meditation, I can't remember what it was about, but I went back to my first embodiment on Earth. My first. It was so long ago. And I came in as pure consciousness. I stayed for probably a few hundred years. First, I came in to the water. Just consciousness. And I merged and became one with the water. The element of water is so beautiful to become one with. When I'd finished playing in the oceans and the lakes and the rivers, I moved up to the mountains and I became one with the elements of the mountains and rocks. And that was so beautiful to relive and remember that. Then I moved into the sky and became at one with the element of the earth, of the air, and the birds. And it was so magnificent to feel so free. And then I came to tree consciousness, which is my favorite. I adore trees, being tree conscious, being at one with tree. And when I finally left that first experience of Earth, I thought, what an incredible place. I'm going back for more. I didn't come as a human. I didn't come as a body. I stayed as a flow of consciousness to experience all the elements. That was my first introduction to this planet. When I came again, I came in Atlantis as a keeper of crystal caverns. I couldn't be in body. I had etheric form. I could only be with crystals, not with people. And that was wonderful because all the vortex was open to the star nations and our star being friends. And all of this you've experienced in different ways and forms, but many of the light workers now, because they have become more at one with true nature and they have remembered and woken up. You could say some people on Earth are asleep to their true nature. Others are awakening to their true nature. Others are fully aware of who they really are. And with the awakening comes the memory and the awareness of what you're doing on Earth this time and often where you've been. You can look back and see all your training in different lifetimes if it's relevant to today. If it's not relevant, this won't come. But if it's relevant, it will come. And you'll get all of this when you sit in silent stillness. The point is, make your statement. I am a light worker. Yes. I am an empath. Well, that's interesting. Many people are empaths and they're highly sensitive to energy. You can walk into a room like my grandson, and you can tell the state of every person in there because you know who's angry, you know who's brokenhearted, you know who's at peace, because you are highly tuned to their energy emanations. That's one of the gifts of your body of light when it becomes into a more blossom state. Every human being is telepathic. Every human being is clairvoyant. Every human being is clairsentient and clairaudient. Every human being is a natural healer. Now, if you aren't experiencing this aspect of yourself, for some people it's just because personality self has been too dominant for too long. Which is why at Pyramid Valley we keep saying, meditate, meditate, meditate. Come back to silence, stillness. Come into your heart and ask to experience who you really are at your core. Ask to be flooded with the love of your essence. Ask to be flooded with its wisdom. Ask to feel its power. Ask to experience the truth of who you are as a divine being in form. And would that be granted, that asking? Of course, because it's beneficial for humanity. Every human being that wakes up to their true nature becomes a frequency holder. No more words. No dogma, no convincing, nothing required. You are a living example of love in motion. You are a living example of peace in motion. Your empath abilities are totally switched on. Your ability to see the bigger picture is totally switched on. The love you have for every human being is unconditional. Because you cannot look at a human being with eyes of judgment. It's impossible. You can only look at each person you meet with eyes of love. I like that. Do you? Did we answer your question? Okay. Anyone else want to add anything? Yes?
Ma'am, you said that it's at the age of 2 months that the fetus decides that is it going to be a male or a female. But the science tells us that it's decided at the time of fertilization only, when the egg and the sperm meet. So whether it's a Y chromosome or an X chromosome from the male. If it's a Y chromosome, it will be a male. If it's an X, it will be a female. So I'm not able to correlate the two of them.
The reason I've suggested this research by the neuroscientists is so you can formulate your own opinion and get all the facts from their research. Go into that more deeply. Yes, we have chromosomes, but we also have hormonal surges, and we also have patterns. And forget the science for a moment and think about a descending beingness. Think about a descended beingness. This is a time of descension, not ascension. This is a time of opening to receive the full glory of that which we are and hold it in physical form. And what has been decided pre-embodiment. There have been cases, according to different people who've been put under hypnosis, where they decided they were going to run the different chromosome pattern and be a boy. And then a few months in, they're going to run a different game. Or they've come in and they've been born and then went through sudden infant death syndrome because the circumstances weren't right to continue that embodiment. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's many different pictures of reality. So whatever you like, study, have a look at these books and see how it correlates with what you understand. Okay? Mm-hmm. Anyone else want to add something else? Yes.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
I'm feeling so enriched and a tad lost. So for a lay person who doesn't know much about the spiritual sciences in such depth, what would you recommend to them to move from a frequency of fear towards love?
Yeah. Yes. You know, every time we come to Congress, we have very simple but profound coding. For those of you who are new here, and many of you are new, my background is in international finance. I used to make rich people richer. And the way I would do that would be to write sophisticated computer programs for hedging their money with international currency changes. Got a bit boring after a while, but I have a natural brain for that, and I eventually decided I didn't want to spend my time making rich people richer, but I love computer programming. I love coding. So now I'm a cosmic coder. Now I'm employed by other realms, and our focus is very much on coding. And how many of you feel the power of what we call often, I heard it first in India, when I learned meditation from an Indian guru. How many of you heard the term monkey mind? How many of you sit in meditation and blah, 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 blah? It does not shut up. One of the problems I had, because I was trained in meditation in the ancient Vedic techniques, beautiful techniques that the first time I meditated allowed my whole body to explode with love and light. And I went, oh my God, that's inside me, that's who I am. So exciting. But my Indian guru kept saying, go beyond the mind, go beyond the mind, go to no mind. Monkey mind, no good, go beyond no mind. But it took me 5 years to realize that that was only now and then. And that spirit, the other beings I work with began to say to me, the mind is not the problem, it's how you use it. If it serves you, it can be a wonderful ally, which is why mantras are given, although often not encouraged. Patrici doesn't encourage it. I like coding with quantum benevolence. So if I answer your question, then if there is a benevolence that would deliver what you are asking for via the law of resonance, then you've got to be really careful what you're coding for, what you're claiming. You can claim one day I might be an enlightened being, or I am an enlightened being. At my core, I am pure and perfect. Now, how can you drop into the 3 frequencies that are your pure nature quickly? This will answer your question.
Absolutely.
Firstly, you might like to contemplate what are the attributes of your own already enlightened nature. When I did this and working with my light being friends, I realized at my core, my own already enlightened nature is pure love. Just pure love. I already experienced that when I was 16 and got whammed by it in my first meditation. That I was so pure, that this divine love was revealing itself to me, got me totally addicted. Forget about boys and everything else. All I wanted was divine love. Give me more. So what if you recognize that your true nature is just pure love? Can then you use monkey mind and claim it with the mantra, I am on the inhale. I am, and on the exhale, pure love. Doesn't matter if you're vibrating in fear. It's like, yeah, okay, that vibration's there, that's interesting. You might have to look deeper at it, maybe not. The light beings are saying it doesn't have to be complicated now. Claim what you want to experience. Forget the human self. It always has its flaws. You can analyze your human self for hundreds of years, lifetimes. Why don't we cultivate that which we want to experience? If you don't want the game of fear, do you know that game?
I know that game.
You know that game? Who knows the game of fear? Who knows the game of separation? Who knows the game of anger? Who knows the game of jealousy? Who knows the game of frustration? Who knows the game of judgment? How many of you have played that game?
All the time.
For how long? How many lifetimes? What game do you want to play? What energy do you want to bathe in? So, your mantra, you can feel it and you can go, I am pure love. I am pure love. And you breathe it. And with every conscious inhale, you're not drawing oxygen. You are drinking from the very baseline of creation, drawing to you the purest streams of love. And your whole body goes, yes, I am. What's the second attribute? I am infinite. Your true nature is infinite. It's not confined to this body. One little drop of your essence is in this body. You are vast, multi-dimensional beingness that exists throughout the whole of creation. Claim it. So then your mantra is, I am infinite. Now that reprograms your cellular structure to open to the infinite essence that flows through every cell, every atom constantly. You stop identifying with yourself as being a limited being in form. You start to claim what you really are at your core. The third one, I am pure love. We add the word pure because love has many flavors, unconditional, romantic. It can get a bit confusing. We go straight to the pure love. So I am pure love. I am infinite. The third one, I am eternal. What happens when you open to claim your eternal nature and you breathe it? And with every breath you go back to baseline. This is in unity consciousness, we use the words go back to baseline. What is the baseline of creation? Pure love, pure wisdom, pure power. From that energy, everything was made manifest. Pure love, the light of wisdom, and the power to bring everything into form. The whole matrix is formed by baseline. Baseline is in everything, means it's in us. So with the breath, you breathe from baseline. You drink the purest love. You drink of the infinite expression of baseline. You drink of the eternal expression of baseline. And as you claim it, I am eternal, you are reprogramming your cellular structure to remember their own immortal nature. Can you slow the aging process right down? Can you activate your self-sustaining, self-regenerating zone, your template in your body of light? Yes, you claim it and support it by your lifestyle. How you spend your time determines your frequency, which determines what zone of reality you play in. What is your dominant zone? Shambhala? Permanent peace, pure love, harmony, or duality, and the fractured game of duality. People want to change duality. You don't have to change it. It's perfect. It serves its purpose, but you have choice. Do you want to play in duality, or do you want to play in paradise? Click, 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 click. How you spend your time. So you can spend your time looking at fear, analyzing fear, cultivating fear. Oh, what am I afraid of? What's that? Or you can just go, yep, that's part of humanness. I am pure love. I am infinite. I am eternal. So simple. Beautiful quantum benevolence goes, that's what this master is claiming. Let the truth of this be real. But I like it simple. Some people like it really complicated.
I won't forget that. I'm going to remember the word pi. So pure love, eternal,
and infinite.
Yes,
but you know, it's the same with peace. You know, you might be caught up in some energy patterns and you've lost your peace. You can sit down, come back to the breath, feel the vibration, open to feel the vibration of peace. There is a zone, it's a vibration through all of creation of the purest peace. There is a vibration through all of creation of bliss. of samadhi, of joy, of elation. The divine has all these virtues that vibrate as zones, and all you got to do is be interested enough to claim it. So you're feeling a bit, because life's happened. Maybe you got too involved in someone's movie of reality and lost your center. And you can come back and you go, hang on, what am I feeling? Not peaceful. Okay, now let's flood the body with peace. Let's claim the peace. So the breath, you draw, you drink the purest currents of peace to you. All you thinking, I am drinking pure peace. I am open to breathe pure peace. And your statement, I am pure peace. I am pure peace. Now, if you can hold that because of quantum benevolence, now that's the key, because of grace, because you are loved, because you are adored as the creation of creation, because of benevolence. If you are claiming something that is beneficial for you and human evolution, you must lock into it at some time. Do you understand that? That's benevolence. Anything you code for, anything you claim that is beneficial for human evolution, that allows you to come into oneness with the truth of who you really are, this benevolence, all of this support is given to you to make it truth. That's benevolence. That's why my latest love affair is with quantum benevolence. Kindness. Our light being, Moira, what's the time? I will finish then with one thing. So many people that I know are being guided, called into silent stillness. Because our light body patterns and the work we have come to do on earth is so unique, because we all have gifts to give and receive that form the most beautiful matrix, we must go into those patterns ourselves. No one can make it happen. And one of the biggest calls is silent stillness. So many people are being called to come into silent stillness and to come into real heartfelt communion, to make this benevolence your best friend. So when I meditate, I feel as if there are millions and millions and millions of ears listening. Come into your heart. Come into this energy that begins like this. Are you ready? Oh, it's a trip. It's such a trip. I am so lucky. I am so lucky. You are going to set up a biofeedback loop like you have never seen before. I am so lucky. I am so lucky. I live on planet Earth. Gaia is so beautiful. We have our First Nation people who have been holding the frequency of harmony on Gaia for so long. Gaia is the divine daughter, a cosmic being. She is ascending. We are so lucky to be able to be on this path, to walk lightly in harmony upon her. We are so lucky we have a reflection of the divine in everyone we meet. Hello, me. This one's me in an Indian body as a man. Just me. Essence vibrating differently. Hello. We are so lucky we have 7.5 billion beautiful divine beings on earth. Some are asleep. That's their journey. Some are wide awake, and you can see it in their eyes. We are so lucky. I am so lucky I can gather together in places like this and talk from my heart and hear you talk from your heart. I am so lucky. I am so lucky for my children. I'm so lucky for my family. I'm so lucky that I'm still quite strong and healthy despite my age. I am so lucky I can be source-fed. I am so lucky I can hear the most beautiful music. I am so lucky I can see the sunrise. I am so lucky I can see the sunset. I am so lucky for the beautiful art. I am so lucky, I'm so lucky, I am so lucky, I am so lucky. And guess what quantum delivers? Luck, 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 luck. But you gotta feel it. Or I am so grateful. I am so appreciative. I am so appreciative of all the challenges in my life. Even when I get deep into my human self and don't always act fabulously, it gives me virtues. And I'm so lucky that the whole experience of life on earth is about becoming rich of heart. Did you know what's happening on our world right now? How many of you love suffering? I love it. You know why? Our light beings friends say the dominant frequency coming from planet right now is heart-rich virtues. That the heart-rich virtues that you have gained from all your lifetimes of suffering, where you have gained wisdom and gained virtues, more patience, less ego, more love, more compassion, that is vibrating as a dominant frequency from the human heart. It is vibrating from Earth. It is moving through our universe, and it is affecting star systems like Andromeda, who are still in war, who are being nourished by the heart richness of the human world. Congratulations. Your suffering, human suffering, is designed to make us rich of heart. Don't reject it, but don't wallow in it. You'll gain gifts, you'll gain wisdom, you'll gain learning, you'll gain insight, and you'll gain so many virtues. Just take time to acknowledge all the brilliant things that you have in life to be truly grateful for. Come into this, I'm so lucky. And feel it and mean it, and then you'll see quantum benevolence begin to deliver you into a completely different zone of reality. Simple, yeah? It's just a science. It's just a law of resonance. So, do you have to go and have 3 meals a day? No, you don't. Can you just say, I am open to be source-fed? Allow me to step into this reality of being nourished by the purest love on physical, emotional, mental levels, so that I can be free of all human hungers. And if I take physical food, I take it for pleasure only. Do you like that? That's a nice game. So when you go and eat, because it's delicious, you've got great staff cooking for you, rewire your neural pathways in your brain and say, I eat for pleasure, not for need. I am source-fed. I eat for pleasure, not for need. I am source-fed. Read all our books about that down in the gift shop as well. So I give you big love. Thank you for your questions. And in the next few mornings, we're going to recode your whole system to be source-nourished, nourished differently. So come along for that morning meditation when we're on. And in the meantime, just enjoy each other, enjoy all our beautiful presenters. Namaste to you all. Namaste.
Everyone, let's give our love to Jasmuheen. Wasn't that amazing? We can do better than that. Let's show her how much we love this. Yes.
Thank you.